What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the upcoming fourth stimulus check package, the infrastructure/stimulus package, as well as what is going on in the world today. First up, if you may know, my beautiful wife, Laurel, and my son, Julian. As you probably know, Laurel's been on this show a lot, and she's our video editor. She edits all of our videos, and she hasn't been on the channel a lot lately because she's in kidney pain every single day. She has a kidney disease MSK, called MSK. Well, she decided she wanted to make a YouTube username to be able to chat with you guys. So you will be seeing her in the chat down below in some of the videos. You can see her this right here. This is her. It's Laurel. And this is me right here. It's Jimmy. You'll notice I will always have a check mark by my name because I'm verified by YouTube. So I have over 100,000 subscribers and I went through a manual identification verification process. So just know that I will never contact you in the comments and ask you to contact me on WhatsApp for an investment or anything like that. There's scams going on every single day right now on all the popular YouTube channels. So just be aware, I will always have a check mark by my name because, again, I have over 100,000 subscribers and I'm verified by YouTube. There's a lot of people that are they're called imposter scams. They're actually they come and every day they create new accounts. They name themselves It's Jimmy and they use my profile picture, but they will never have the check mark by next to their name because they're not verified. And just know that I will never ask you to contact me in the comments on WhatsApp or for investments or to call a phone number. They always have these wacky phone numbers with like weird dots in the middle to try to get around the spam filters. Just know that that is not me. But that is Laurel, so she will be contributing to the chat because we're all family here, and she wants to keep in touch with you. But she's just in a lot of pain, and she's not jumping on camera every old day like I do. So this way we can all keep in touch a little bit better. All right, we got several different things going on with what's going on in the world today, as well as the stimulus package, and directly from the White House. So let's jump right in. Also, don't forget to smash the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel and just shows YouTube that you appreciate our videos and you think that we're doing a good job. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Okay, first up, the US will expand the do not travel warning to 80% of the countries in the world amid the new rise of the COVID-19 spike in the US and also across the world. The State Department said on Monday that it will expand its do not travel advisory to about 80% of the countries worldwide amid a new COVID spike. The State Department already had 34 countries as level 4 do not travel, including Chad, Kenya, Brazil, Haiti, Russia. But now there's going to be a lot more countries added, including 80% of the world, nearly 130 countries worldwide. This alignment better reflects the current unpredictable and ever-evolving threat posed by COVID-19, the State Department said in an email, according to the Washington Post, quote, "We continue to strongly recommend U.S. citizens reconsider all travel abroad and postpone their trips if possible." They go on to say, quote, "We know that right now we have a surging number of cases. I would advocate against general travel overall. Quote, we are not recommending travel at this time, especially for unvaccinated individuals." Here's the first kind of mini video announcement from President Biden himself from last night.
Folks, I have good news. Everybody is eligible as of today to get the vaccine. We have enough of it. You need to be protected, and you need in turn to protect your neighbors and your family. So please, get the vaccine.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Basically, there is enough vaccines for everybody. However, I have seen your guys' comments, and I know that several different states, it varies by the state, but some states, basically, you can just walk in and get a vaccine. A lot of other states, there's waiting lists, and you can get on multiple different lists, and basically, you may have to wait days or weeks, and there's a lot of people having trouble trying to get the vaccine. They want to get the vaccine, but there's too many people that want to get it that haven't been, that are kind of, I guess, waiting in line right now. Let me know your experience. Are you having trouble trying to get the vaccine, or did you have no trouble at all? Did you have to get on waiting lists, and what state you're from? I've been seeing a lot of comments from people saying they want to get it, but they have to basically jump through hoops and get on multiple waiting lists from different companies, like like Walmart and Walgreens and hospitals and stuff like that. And really, it's kind of been a hurdle that many Americans have had to jump through. The White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was also responding about the Derek Chauvin case trial over the death of George Floyd as they brace for impact. There's a National Guard in Washington, D.C., and we're already starting to see protests and gatherings nationwide. And Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, has already asked some tough questions. And well, here's the White House's response.
Jonathan, why don't you kick us off?
Thank you, Jen, and happy Patriots Day. I know you're a New Englander, so.
Yeah.
In terms of two matters for you, one domestic, one foreign, starting here at home. The nation is obviously watching right now the closing arguments in the Derek Chauvin trial in Minnesota, and I was hoping you could please walk us through what the federal level of preparedness is right now for a verdict that could be coming in a matter of days. What sort of coordination is there with the states, not just in Minnesota, but elsewhere? If there indeed will be perhaps unrest one way or the other after the riot. Could you walk us through conversations being had with local officials, mayors, governors, and so on?
Well, first let me say, as you all know, the jury is deliberating. We'll come back with a verdict, or they will be deliberating, I should say, after the closing arguments today. They'll come back with a verdict, and we're not going to get ahead of those deliberations. I'm not suggesting you were asking that, but I just wanted to restate that. What I can say is, broadly speaking, we are in touch with mayors, governors, local authorities. Of course, our objective is to ensure there is space for peaceful protest, we continue to convey that while this country has gone through an extensive period, especially the Black community, of pain, trauma, and exhaustion, as we've watched these, not just the trial, but of course additional violence against their community over the past several weeks. It's important to acknowledge that and elevate that at every opportunity we have. But in terms of your question, Jonathan, we're in touch with local authorities, we're in touch with states, with governors, with mayors, and certainly we will continue to encourage peaceful protests, but we're not going to get ahead of the verdict in the trial.
Is there recommendations about in terms of the National Guard and deployments? Have there been conversations about that?
There's a range of conversations about how to ensure that no matter what the outcome, there is space for peaceful protest. But of course, we'll let the jury deliberate, and we'll wait for the verdict to come out before we say more about our engagements.
Now, as you probably know, Democratic lawmakers are pushing for at least one more check in this next infrastructure package. And the majority of them are actually pushing for monthly recurring stimulus checks in this next infrastructure package. It'll likely come in the second half of the infrastructure package, as the first half of the infrastructure package is focused on physical infrastructure. The second half of the infrastructure package is supposed to be focused on human infrastructure, such as stimulus checks, Medicare and Medicaid expansion, including hearing coverage, dental coverage, and vision coverage. To be included in Medicare and possibly Medicaid, and also lowering the age limit down to 60 or potentially age 55, as well as all sorts of other things that could be or will be included in this package, such as expanding the child income tax credit for more than 1 year. That's the $3,000 to $3,600 that the monthly payments are going to start to families with children. That's already passed from the third stimulus check package. It's $3,000 for children ages 6 through 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. However, that is only expanded for 1 year. Okay. They're looking to possibly expand this for more years or even make it permanent. That is another thing that could or possibly has a very good chance of being included in this infrastructure slash stimulus package before all is said and done. We could see Social Security increases. We could see these monthly stimulus checks, We could see these monthly stimulus checks. We also could see this free community college that President Biden wants, and he actually brought that up, as well as free preschool for children ages like 2 to 3 to 4. And we also could see student loan debt forgiveness, although I think that's going to be done through a presidential executive order. And President Biden has said that he's willing to do at least $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness, although many top Democrats want him to do $50,000. So it'd be interesting to see where that lands and when that comes. I'll keep you updated on that as well. Well, President Biden says that he still wants to get Republican support for this infrastructure package. Remember, just the first half of this infrastructure slash stimulus package alone is around $2.2 trillion. And the Democrats can pass these packages completely on their own without any Republican support or any Republican votes, just like they did the third stimulus check package. Remember, the third stimulus check package was passed with the reconciliation process or the reconciliation card, which meant that they could pass it in the Senate with only 50 or 51 votes, which means they passed it without any Republican votes. Not a single Republican voted yes on the third stimulus check package from the House or the Senate. And honestly, I think that is what is going to happen again for this infrastructure package. They might pass it in two different packages. I think that would be a mistake. I think they should pass it in one package. I think that at the end they could just combine them into one, pass it as one package, and then basically only use one reconciliation card. The Senate parliamentarian has ruled that they can do at least two more packages or bills with the reconciliation process in just this fiscal year alone. Next fiscal year, they get more. And then there's also another loophole that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that they can go back and amend those packages to add more things into them at a later date if need be. They also are talking about getting rid of the filibuster, although they don't really need to do that right now because they have these reconciliation cards. Well, here's President Biden meeting with a bipartisan group of congressmen and congresswomen on the infrastructure package.
Thanks for coming in, guys. I want to thank my colleagues. They're still my colleagues. I'm more of a member of Congress than I've been here, but I'm glad you all came down. We're going to talk about our infrastructure package, and as I indicated earlier, I am prepared to compromise, prepared to see what we can do and what we can get together on. It's a big package, but there's a lot of needs, and so we're going to be talking about, number one, what should be included in the package. Obviously, I put a lot in the package. I think it all should be included, and how to pay for it. And there are two issues. I've noticed everybody's for infrastructure. The question is who's going to pay for it, and that's what we're going to try to work out today, at least in this bipartisan group of members of the House and Senate. And a little secret here, full disclosure. I asked senators and congressmen who had either been governors or mayors, because they know what it's like to make things work, to make sure that you get things done and deal with infrastructure and the needs of your community. So that's why we're here. We hopefully will be able to reach some kind of consensus, at least in broad terms. So thank you all for coming in, and we'll be talking to you later.
Mr. President, what do you think about the idea of paying for it with user fees?
That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all that right now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. So President Biden says he's prepared to compromise with a bipartisan group, aka the Republicans and the Democrats, although I don't think they're going to be able to bridge the gap. Remember, I'm a realist, not a Democrat, not a Republican. I'm an independent, basically. I just look at things from a real point of view. I don't think they're going to be able to bridge the gap. The Democrats are at $2.2 trillion, and the Republicans are at $800 billion or even less. And I just don't think they're going to be able to bridge the gap. So I think they're going to try to see if they can, but the Republicans, there's basically three things in this first part of the physical infrastructure. We have physical infrastructure, we have climate, and we have how to pay for it. Basically, the Republicans are against climate. They're not even including it in their bill. I think that's a non-starter for Democrats. And they want to cut the physical infrastructure in less than half, like by a third. And how to pay for it, the Republicans don't want to raise any taxes at all. So how are you going to pay for it? Because you can't say our normal taxes pay for it, because remember, the government runs a deficit every year, or 99% of years, 98%, something like that. So basically, we already take in less tax dollars than we spend. So every year the government spends more tax dollars or more money than they take in. So it's the equivalent to a person racking up credit card debt every year, more and more and more and more and more. However, the government has a special advantage in that they print their own money. So basically, they can pay credit card debt forever. And the national deficit is almost $30 trillion. When I was growing up back in 1990, when I was 9 years old, the government deficit was $3 trillion. It's now 30. It's likely that that will never get paid off. It's remember, 99% of the years, the government, even without stimulus packages, just all the past years in the past, the government just runs a deficit. And it's very difficult to get a single year alone where we don't run a deficit. So that means every year we're adding to the national deficit. But really, the national deficit doesn't really affect me and you and your neighbor. It really doesn't matter, because as the deficit goes up, yes, we pay more interest, but inflation goes up also, which makes the dollar worth less. So, for example, $20 nowadays is worth very little, where 20 years ago, $20, you'd be able to go to the grocery store and get a decent amount of things. And so that same thing happens with the deficit there, because basically, yes, we'll be paying interest, but over time, that interest means less and less because the money means less and less. So if you understand how inflation works, you're hear me. You're here with me. But inflation is something to worry about. Although they have said, the government has said that inflation right now is very low, 2% or under. So really, like, inflation is maybe something to worry about, but I tend to not worry about it. I advise you not to, because what can you do about it? Literally can't do anything about it. So, and you for sure don't want to worry about the government's national deficit, the national, because it's not money you need to pay back. Don't even worry about it. It's what are you gonna do? I mean, if you start worrying about all the things that are out of your control, you'll go crazy. Okay, so worry about your own budget, your own financial independence, and things like that way before you worry about the government. Don't lose sleep over the government, because at the end of the day, there's not much we can do about it. We'll be here discussing it. I'll let you know what's coming on the block for new stimulus and new programs that might be able to help you. That's something you might want to worry about, because that directly affects you. But the national deficit, in my opinion, is nothing to worry about. It's going to keep going up and up and every year. And if you lose sleep over it, it's in my opinion wasted time, because it really doesn't matter. That'd be like saying your neighbor is in credit card debt of $50,000. Does it really matter to you? You're not paying it. I mean, I understand that we pay the taxes, but remember, the vast majority of countries across the world do the same thing. They all run national deficits. It's just kind of the way big government is run, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, the government's going to run a deficit even without stimulus packages. So if anything, we'll worry about these programs that we can get you guys to help you out right now through a once in 100-year pandemic. The government says inflation is very low right now, so we'll just have to take them at their word for right now, and we'll worry about the things that we can control. So I'll keep you up to date on everything. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future updates regarding the fourth stimulus check and the fourth stimulus package, all these different stimulus provisions on the horizon. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode, because we cover different things in different episodes. You can click the bell icon down below after subscribing to all notifications to get reminders for the first 3 videos of the day. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is about how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA, which I teach people how to do. Me and my wife sell products on Amazon, and we've had dozens of students replace their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.